So much. Okay, so obviously this is a huge, I'm like still in La La Land. Like hopefully anything I say tonight even makes sense because we have been talking about this for so long and we are here and we did it together and it's the best win I have ever felt. You guys worked so incredibly hard last month, you guys. Like I want you to understand, like if you're new, and even if you're not new, if you even know what director is, like this is so big for our team that you can say, we are a director team. We have all the resources right now. We are the top team, you guys. Top team. I've been talking to Jacqueline all day, and she has been bragging on this entire circle right here. Together, we are literally unstoppable. And I brag on you guys constantly. So be loud and proud about that. And when you guys are talking to potentials, feel that energy and just know that like this is just the start. This is just the start for us. I am all in for every single one of you. If you ever need anything, like I don't care if I'm direct or not even close. Like I want to talk to you guys. I want to be here to help. I really know and believe and brag. Yes, I think I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. Brag about you guys and just what we have. We have something that a lot of people don't have. I tell you guys all the time, like these resources and calls and how close we work together. The community that we have, like that alone is there's nothing that can compare to that. We are so close with one another. We hype each other up. This is like your home base, your safe place. You come here and, make yourself known and brag on yourself. Go in. I want the chat this month to like really be a place where you can go in and like talk about your wins or talk about something you're struggling with. Especially being, an upline. If you have a team, being vulnerable and transparent about stuff and talking about something that you're struggling with. I had a conversation with Megan this morning and was like, listen, like I'm still learning. I'm still trying to learn how to juggle everything. And I love you guys equally, and every rank and every person on this team is an equal, all of us together. So, sometimes you have to just pull the reins and be like, listen, I need some time. I'm really hungry for this. I have big goals, and whoever your upline is, or like I said, if it's me, just be the squeaky wheel. I promise you, coming from me, if you don't know my story, like when I started out, I didn't have a direct upline. I didn't have that support or guidance at all. And I literally had to claw my way to the top until I, earned it basically from AJ, because she at the time was not my direct upline. And in this circle, you will never have to do that. But being the squeaky wheel and asking questions and asking for help or saying like, hey, I feel stuck. Like I really need X, Y, and Z. If you ask, you will receive on this team. So I just want everybody to know that, and how I'm just so proud of us because we hit director together. And it's crazy. Okay. So let's talk about all the good stuff. So we have a lot of stuff going on this month. I want to talk about the mini blocks because this is huge advantage for anybody that's starting their business this month. But I think the most important thing that we need to keep track of is that is just extra. So we want to make sure as leaders that when we have people come into this business, we are giving them all the bonuses. We're still training them to hit blocks, because after this month, if they don't do that, in September, we want them to be trained the way that we normally function. We function off of blocks. That's the most important thing to build your business, which is 4 VIPs and 1 market partner. But they're saying this month, if you get 1 market partner and 2 VIPs, you're just getting an additional $100 bonus, is what I read from that. Britt, correct me if I'm wrong, but they get both bonuses, correct?
I haven't looked into it enough, but I can check now while you're talking.
Okay, well, I'm like 99.9% sure, but that's a huge advantage for people. On top of the lowered packets this month, like an extra $50, like saying $149 minus $199 is a huge difference. So here's where following up is so important. And I want to give you guys another tip with that. The second that somebody pops into your mind and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to my friend Jessica, she'd be so good. Pull out, keep a binder in your car, next to you, in your purse, whatever. You write her name down, because the second you get a call or you do something and then you forget, or if you talked to Jessica last month and she said, oh, listen, now's not the time, I'm just super overwhelmed, I don't have the money. This is where your first 48 hours of the month, follow-ups are crucial. Girl, listen, I know we talked last month, just an example for a follow-up. I know we talked last month. I remember that, what was holding you back was budget. And I have a huge opportunity for you this month. They've lowered the price to be able to start your business. You can literally start your business less than $150, and we can run together this month. And this is where you really have to sell yourself. Okay. Like literally, what are you going to do for this girl? I'm going to lock arms with you. I need you to tell me what dollar amount would help you this month. Is it $500? Whatever. You let me know. And this is where I'm going to guide you and mentor you. Like, this is where the trust starts, is right now. You have to be super confident. Sometimes it's not even like pitching perfectly or saying the right thing, or who cares if you stumble over your words. It's the confidence that's always going to sell, on top of obviously your knowledge. And just like, that is what's going to make you feel confident. The knowledge and the bonuses this month, or the opportunity that this is giving you, be confident in sharing that with people, because that is what's going to be what determines if that person signs up or not. Okay. The other thing is the Vegas requirements. So this is in the email. I don't want to go over like too many numbers and all that and confuse you guys, but because we are just becoming a really high volume company, they've raised it a little bit from last month for the requirements, but it's completely doable. This trip is a must. It is a must to just be spoiled and feel special and get together with your team. There's so many things that happen. I've gone on this trip twice now. And it really just is incredible to be together and be able to enjoy all your hard work. If you are unsure about the trip, in the email, it goes into detail about everything, but basically this trip is only earned off of your personal volume. You do need to be going just for the pink limo. Yeah. So that's part of it. You do need to hit MMP by the end of the qualifications, but it is starting this month. So literally every single month you have a PV goal. And honestly, if you think about it, they do these things to help you build a successful business. If you're growing your PV, you're growing your customers, making more people happy with your business, you're growing your paychecks, you're building a strong foundation for yourself, because I cannot tell you guys enough how important your VIPs are for multiple reasons. But one of the first things is that they are a walking advertisement. The way their hair looks, and when somebody compliments them, that right there is what starts your referrals. And then on top of that, your VIPs can become some of the best market partners that you have. Okay. So while you're building this, customer base, it's a really big deal just to make sure that, like, just as hard as you worked to get that VIP to sign up with you, that's where it really starts. Like, you need to make sure you're not letting their flex ships go through. You're making sure they know when we have flash sales. You thank them, you have genuine conversations. This is where the work comes in. And that's what really starts to build that trust and loyalty with you, is because they feel special. And think about, like, when they're buying hair products, like, they don't have somebody telling them how beautiful they look. Send me a picture of your hair. I want to see it next time you style it. Tell me what you use. Like, make them feel special. They're literally what's making your business stay going. They're supporting your family. They're supporting your dream. So just make sure that you keep that loyalty with them, and they will do the same for you. The other thing is that if you qualify this month for Vegas, you get automatic double month qualification. So that's a really, really big deal too. So just make sure, if you have any questions about that, please put them in the chat. And after I give you a little rundown of what I want to talk to you guys about tonight, I can look in there and answer any questions. But the Vegas chart should be in the email too. It'll literally tell you, like, based off of your rank, this is your volume requirement. And you're required to hit that volume number for the next 5 months. And also over that span of time, they want you to accumulate 5 VIP customers. So that would just basically be 1 a month, which if we're going for blocks, we're going to be doing way more than that. But I want to talk tonight, especially because I feel like we are in this whole new level of energy and business and momentum right now. And the momentum we have right now is what people pray for. Every business owner prays for this moment that we have right here. And it's really hard to get, and it's really easy to lose. So when you have it, you want to run with it and feed off of each other and feed off of this energy that you feel right now. It should be contagious, where people are like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you for the last 60 days, but in the last few days, like your energy and the way you're talking, like let this flow through you when you're talking on your stories, and just, I want you guys to be so happy about the place that you're in right now, but really just keep wanting, you want more, but you are happy and proud of yourself where you are right now. So I want to talk about MMP training and MMB training. And I think it's crucial because we're in a place right now where a lot of you guys really have already hit MMP. And then now you're bringing new women into this business to share the same opportunity with them. So I just want to make sure that from my end that we talk about this constantly. The training for it, I think, is very important. And I honestly think that's why we have such a successful team, is because we have narrowed it down and mastered how to do it and then how to duplicate it, because duplication is everything in this business. So let's start at MMP, and I want to break it down for you week by week so that you have goals for yourself in 7 days at a time. And you should just be looking at the small picture. Don't look at the big picture in the whole month and look at your chart like as a whole and look at, oh my gosh, I need 1,200 in group volume. I don't even fully understand what that means yet. Break it down and make it simple for yourself, and make sure that with your upline, you're really doing the same thing, that you feel like you're on track. And, too, you want your upline, or if you are the upline, you really should be doing these things with your business partners. Tap rooting and working through your business is honestly, it's crucial. And it's important for you to be hands in, as much as you possibly can, especially if you're going for MMB. You should know every single person in your entire organization and be getting on calls with them, getting them on the phone with me, whatever it is, and just really making sure that they, you're learning together. And that's where you're really like forming that trust as their upline, that you're going to do this with them and hold their hand because they trusted you to start their business, right? So MMP, the easiest way to honestly hit this rank and stay on track is that in the first 3 days of your business, you are focused on your first active line and being active. If you can hit the ground running and be there in the first 3 days of your business, you've already taken off a huge chunk of your accomplishments that you're wanting to get to by the end of the month. So we're at 3 days. I'm going to pull my calendar up because I'm visual and I just want to make sure I'm breaking it down for you guys, right? Okay, so the first 3 days, you are active with 1 active line. And this is a goal. So if you don't hit it by the 3rd, don't stop. Like, this is just for you to have a breakdown. Basically, you have 2 goals per week. Okay, so by the 3rd, we're aiming to be active, which all that means is that you have 200 in volume. Okay, and your PV comes from anything that you buy or anything that you sell. So if you buy something today and then you have a VIP sign up tomorrow, you're probably active, or, whatever. If you have 2 VIPs sign up tomorrow, all of that contributes. 200 in volume makes you active. Okay. So now we're looking at the active line. What does that mean? An active line could be a couple different things. It could be somebody that you signed up last month who also gets 200 in volume. Now they're active. Or you sign up a new market partner, they're automatically active. Okay. So that puts us at We've got 1 MP and you're active. Okay. So that puts you at 400 in your group volume, because what happens with your group volume is that comes from everything that you personally do and your market partners. So when you have that market partner sign up, they don't go into your personal volume, they go into your group volume. Does that make sense? Okay. So then we're looking at now, let's say the first week. What do we want to have accomplished by the end of the first week? The end of the first week, we want to be looking at 300 in PV. Hang on, I'm just writing this down because I don't want to confuse you guys. 300 in PV and your 1 active line. So you're still steady with your 1 active line, but you've got about 300 in PV, because this next week, our focus is that we want to have that second active line completely taken care of. Honestly, the second week is like, we've hit the ground running. The first week, you've got this huge chunk taken away of your requirements. And now you get into the second week. This week, let's really focus on what we've done. Let's make sure your VIPs, you know, you focus on them. If they were new signups, do they have wash instructions? Pay a lot of attention on your content. I feel like that's like a scary word. Content doesn't need to be like, you go out and do all these like crazy professional pictures. Like, get on your story, make sure you're consistent with that. Find a reel that you really like and maybe redo it. Like this week really needs to be focused on that, so that the second half of your month, you've already been planting your seeds and showing up and educating for, you know, the things that you want to tie in. So second week, you now have 2 active lines and your 300 PV, which means at this point, you're at 700 total in your group volume. Okay. And it's only the second week and you've got your 2 active lines. So that means at this point we reevaluate. Okay. And we're like, okay, we've got 2 weeks left. At this point, all you need is 500 more in your group volume. So now we're like, okay, well, let's reevaluate these active lines. Are they people that want to work? Were they just doing it for the discount? Because that's what's going to determine the second half of your month. Because what we want to do is, if you just got 2 new market partners, we want to encourage them to make some money, or maybe they get a market partner, maybe they get a VIP, because that's where your group volume comes from. It doesn't all have to come from you at this point, but that's where we need to evaluate. Because if they are just doing it for the discount, that's okay. So then we say, all right, well, look, we've only got 500 in volume left. So where can that come from? Maybe you sign up a 3rd market partner and you focus on closing your block for the month and you get your 3 VIPs. And now you've done multiple things, especially if you're in Smart Start. You've created a block and you've hit your rank. So there's many different ways that this can be broken down. Okay. That honestly is my first suggestion, because if you get to, my cat is literally on my back. What are you doing? Get down. Okay. Sorry. If you get to that second week, okay, and you're like, all right, well, listen, my market partners don't want to work. They did it for the discount. So now what do we focus on? Okay. That's why I like to get you to that point halfway, because it's not stressful. You're not at the end of the month and you're like, oh my gosh, I did all this and I've got 2 active lines, but I'm still 500 short on GV. And now I have to make it all up by myself. Okay. That's one way to hit it. I'm going to give you another way, just so that you've got 2 comparisons. Okay. Another way to do it is, let me write it down again. Sorry. 200. Okay. So here's the other way. You can literally break down the entire GV requirement into weeks. Okay. So you can say, if I have 2 active lines, that's 400. So if I can just get 200 in volume each week, now you're also MMP. So there's 2 different ways to break it down, whichever you feel is easier for you. However, you know, for me, I like to get more done in the beginning of the month, because then my shift, like I shift my focus. I told you guys, my brain's not working fully. I shift my focus in the middle of the month. Especially I'm thinking, you know, if I'm going to bring on 2 business partners, my ideal situation is that they make some money that month, you know, because then now they're motivated and now you feel confident and accomplished. And you're like, okay, not only have I made money, but I've literally just helped 2 women probably make their money back. And now they're confident. Again, that trust building is starting. Okay. So 2 different ways to do it. Okay. Just make sure that you have some sort of checklist week by week, because that's crucial when you're going for a big rank. Okay. So that's MMP. If you're trying to get someone there or you're trying to accomplish that yourself. MMB is a little bit more detailed, because now this is exactly what MMB is. So let's say you hit MMP last month. All you need in order to rank up is to get 2 girls that want to work to literally do what you just did. That is what MMB is. So if you hit MMP last month, and let's say best case scenario, those 2 girls want to work, we are going to get them to the rank that you just hit. Mind you, you have to have like, you know, a few other little things like with your active lines or whatnot, but the whole foundation of what that means is that is exactly what they need to do, is do what you just did. And you're in the best position to teach them because you literally just did it. You literally just did what you want them to do. So you go through with them with your upline and say, listen, girl, I just did this, and tell them how you did it. You know, I got down to it. I had everything, you know, a couple of my friends signed up. I got some girls from Instagram. I had VIPs. I got a market partner. And then I got down to my last week and like, God forbid, you know, whatever. My mom's like, I'm going to support you, or my friend's going to support me, or whatever. You be vulnerable with them and tell them how much money you just made. Okay. So worst case scenario, this isn't really worst case, but let's just say you hit MMP and the 2 girls that you signed up don't want to work. So you're like, well, now what do I do? Here I am from square one. I don't have market partners that want to work right now. You can, anything huge can happen in 24 hours. Okay. That means nothing. You've hit it. So you still know how you did it, and you can still teach someone. And now you've made some money. You feel confident, you feel accomplished. So you're still going to help 2 girls do it. But this is where recruiting becomes very important. And that's why I try to like to push those active lines in the beginning of the month, especially if they're new people, because not only are you setting yourself up for success, but this is where the service comes in, because now you have somebody who signed up in the beginning of the month, which technically gives them a full 30 days taxed on to their Smart Start, because they would have all of August, all of September, all of October. And now you've given them the opportunity to get the products, get excited, and they can definitely hit MMP. So if you're looking right now and you're like, well, I just hit MMP, but I literally have no girls that want to work. You're in the same, there's no difference. Like, we are going to find your superstars in the first 5 days, because that's going to be your focus. Do you see why I broke down the MMP 2 different ways? Because now we're like, okay, you need to be on your story loud and proud today about yourself. Shout yourself out. Listen, I started this journey for whatever reason. Why'd you start? I started for the products. And in 30 days, I am like really proud of myself. I'm feeling really confident right now. I came in this business. I've already hit the first rank. I made back what I, spent on some really good shampoo that's made me feel so confident. Tell your story and talk about it so that you are opening the door for the opportunity for other people. So hitting MMB, okay, let's just go over that briefly. Basically everything is doubled. So instead of 2 active lines like you have at MMP, you have 4, and the volume requirement is basically doubled plus some. Okay. But our main focus is that we are going to get 2 people to MMP. I just really want you guys to understand, because I feel like when we say MMB, it's like, for me, for a year, I was like, I don't really understand what that means. Like, it's this big rank, but what does that mean? That is the sole purpose of it. You are going to get 2 business partners to that MMP rank. And ideally, we want to get them there by the 20th or the 25th. Okay. So when you are going for that MMB rank, if it's you, let's say, I'm Britt and I'm going for MMB this month. What's my main focus? My main focus is my team in the first week. I need to be setting them up for success on what I just explained to you guys with MMP. So I'm going to make sure, let's say Candace is my market partner. Okay. I want to make sure that in her first 3 days, I'm helping her get active and get her first active line. Do you see what the trend, right? And then my other girl, say Ashley, in the first 3 days, I've got both of them helping them get active and get their first active line. And you could honestly even be going for MMP and doing the same thing with them, because all of a sudden when they hit their rank, you help them do that, right? So by doing this together, that's what creates this like unstoppable team, because the duplication process is started and you just helped 2 girls make money, feel confident, and trust you as a mentor. And as soon as they hit MMP and you get your volume requirement, you have now hit that MMB rank. So if you have girls who want to work, the main focus right now, if they haven't hit it, is to get them to MMP as soon as possible, because we all want to help each other. That's where the service comes in. That's what this whole thing is about. That's what this whole thing means. Like, you know, hitting MMB, hitting director. It's so much more than that. It's how many people's lives changed last month. What would it mean for that girl to hit that rank? She might make $700. I mean, in MMB, you're making $2,000. That pays people's rent, groceries. That is our purpose, is we are here to serve and help people with either the products or the business. So I want you guys to really just regroup after this and say, what is my goal this month? If you haven't had it already, if you have girls who want to work, your goal needs to be MMB, because we need to make them money and let them feel this energy and feel confident and see and catch the bug with us. You know, it's addicting. You're helping people and making money. And look at you guys' hair, and you're like beautiful and confident. That is what I am so obsessed with, you guys, because anytime somebody says something to me, it's about us. It's never like you this or you that. It's like your team is unbelievable. Their energy, you guys are always like talking about the community. That's a really big thing that I feel like honestly gets brushed under the rug. I don't see a lot of girls really preaching about that. Like, I love my girls. They're my best friends. This is what our group chat looks like. This is what it's done for me. And every time I look at us, I see that and I love it. And I want that to just keep going. So the best way we do that is just to keep growing your business and giving this opportunity to people so that we can just continue the cycle. It's the best feeling to be able to know you are making money by changing people's lives. And some people, you'll get some people who don't even really care about the money. They just need this community. And every time their phone goes off during the day, their face lights up, because they're like, I don't know when the last time I've like been checked on, or my phone's gotten this messages in one day type of thing. Okay. When I started this business, I will tell you guys that like when my husband and I talked about getting married, I could not come up with a list of bridesmaids. And like now I'm like, well, I'm screwed at this point, because there's going to be 80 girls lined up next to me, you know, when we have that day. So just think about that and think about what this has done for you, and just let that shine through you on your stories. Okay. That was all I had. I didn't have a second to like look at the chat, so I don't know if there was any questions. Okay. You guys already answered them. Yes, and it is recorded. Just know that I'm so proud of you guys. Does anybody else have a question? If you need to unmute, if not, then I'll let you guys go. Okay. Love you guys. Let's crush it this month. Okay.